Hi everyone, this is Nikki Yu, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10x Global Market Update. So let's begin. Actually, last night the market was very vibrant and very joyous. You could see Tesla trading at $750 was 8% up. You're seeing Palantir up 8% as well. You have a lot of buyers and sellers, but predominantly the bulls were in control. Especially so with crypto markets. You're seeing a strong movement. You're seeing all the cryptocurrencies are actually trading almost all at all-time highs. So it wasn't unlikely to see that all of your crypto-related names were actually up as well in the stocks. So we've been saying that crypto stars, some of your Toronto stock venture names would actually be rising. And last night, that was really what happened. Up 50% on Crypto Star, up 30% on Codebase. MicroStrategy was up 18%. Riot Blockchain was up 15%. Neptune Digital Assets continued further, 14%. This has been rallying almost 100% already for just the last 3 days. Humble Pay also nice comeback from 2.63 to 3.11. I'd assume that Humble Pay will actually be back at $4 anytime soon. Canaan is also going up, despite the fact that we saw that the numbers of Canaan actually disappointed some people who thought that all the cryptocurrency mining rigs would have a huge demand, thus propelling Canaan to actually go up. Take note that Canaan has ASIC hardwares, which helps people actually mine Ethereum and mine BTCs. So it was really a tale of two picks and shovel plays because Nvidia was actually doing very well, recording more like a fourfold increase for their cryptocurrency mining rigs unit. But the thing about Nvidia is that we have so much to discuss on Nvidia, especially about their graphic technology conference yesterday, the GTC 2021. It's actually a week-long conference, April 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 5 days. And you're seeing actually the market is very much bullish on so many Nvidia announcements. The Nvidia announcement with BMW, the Nvidia announcement with Schrodinger, the Nvidia announcement with Omniverse, working with ALPS. I think that if you want to know more, anyway, everything is already in Nvidia's YouTube channel. Go ahead and check it out. But definitely, Nvidia trading at all-time highs last night was not a fluke. I'd say that any dips on Nvidia is still going to get bought. Similarly, you're seeing that the market is slowly going up in a way. As I said, I did say that March 5 was the short-term low of the market. March 30 was a retest. If you were a leader, the March 30 would have already given you a higher low. But if you were a laggard, the March 30 was still making a lower low for you, which tells me which companies are strong and which companies are not strong. How many companies actually registered a higher low? Many. C Limited did that. Palantir did that. Zoom Video last night was actually doing well as well. So let's try to read a few things. So I'm very transparent. You could see here in my eToro account, you could see that Roku actually rallied last night to $380. I have it in my other portfolio. So I have my IBKR portfolio. I've got my eToro portfolio. So what you are seeing here is my eToro portfolio. Last night, actually, I had a first bagger with AGC, aka Grab. AGC announced a 40 billion SPAC deal, which propelled the warrants of the AGC to actually go up very significantly. You'll notice that the stock price last night of AGC was quite volatile. You could see this is 13 all the way to 16, only to close at 15. That is the stock. If you take a look at the warrants of AGC, it was quite moving in a huge manner. So I got in at about 330, I think 329. I managed to sell at 6. So, and then when I saw that my account was like 101% up on AGC warrant, I just sold half. So you could see that there was volatility in it. 6 went to 4, but eventually really because people were bullish on AGC, the Grab deal, they went up. What exactly is this AGC Grab thing? No? I'll read to you the exact news. So for a while now, people were already discussing that Grab was going to go public in a SPAC. And 13 hours ago, or basically 24 hours ago, they were confirmed. So Altimeter Growth Company is indeed going to be Grab. So that's the reason why there was a huge surge in the shares of AGC. I'm going to read it for you. AGC is set to merge with Grab in what Singapore ride-hailing service said is going to be the largest ever U.S. equity offering by a Southeast Asian company. This is the biggest. And then, of course, there's another blank check company, the Altimeter Growth 2. It's unchanged because nobody knows what AGCB is going to be. Nonetheless, of course, this valuation means that Grab is going to be $40 billion and they will get approximately $4.5 billion in cash. There will be a 3-year lockup for Altimeter Capital Management. Announcements of Grab Food, Grab for Good funds are also going to support all the social and environmental impact. This is a good thing for Grab because they will be able to find more opportunities and tap into their domination in the entire Southeast Asian market because Grab wants to be the everything app. So when you say the everything app, Grab wants to be the Tencent of the entire Southeast Asia. So that's a huge thing. They want to be the Ubers, the Lyfts, the Square of the Asian market. They want to also offer the what Lazada offered. They also want to do what Foodpanda delivery does. And that's not what they want to do. They are already doing it. They just need to be more dominating on it. So I'd say that this decision to go public via SPAC is a very good thing for Grab. But if you're going to ask me, is $40 billion SPAC for Grab a 10x company? I'd say that it is mature, but it's not yet as mature as you'd think. Why? Because think about it, Grab is in many cities. We're talking about Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, India, Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia. At the very least, I say that it's worth $100 billion. So the $40 billion SPAC is still considered undervalued by many people who are thinking long-term, like say 3-5 years in the future. So that's the reason why a lot of people are very bullish on AGC, aka Grab. So it is the leading super app for deliveries, mobility. Let's take a look at what exactly is coming out from the grab.com website. So let's download a few, let's just read what they're saying, no? So they are confirming that Grab and Altimeter, so this is like their Facebook official. Usually when you have a relationship with a company, there's already rumors na Grab and Altimeter, there's gonna work again, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing when I heard before that B-Town was gonna be supposedly Tokopedia and Gojek, that there was a partnership. But it didn't materialize because B-Town eventually became Traveloka. Nonetheless, since we're talking about Grab, how huge is Grab? Let's read a few things, all right? So Grab is the everyday app for Southeast Asians, the leader for online food delivery, ride-hailing, and digital wallet payments in the region. Public listing will make it include that strong business momentum. Their GMV right now is $12.5 billion as of 2020. This valuation of $40 billion will give $4.5 billion in cash to Grab. The proceeds would have that 3 years. And who are the managers of this public private investors in public equity, aka PIPE? You've got BlackRock, Counterpoint Global, T. Rowe Price Associates, as well as Fidelity International, Fidelity Management and Research, Janus Henderson Investors, Mubadala, Nuveen, Permadala National Berhad, and Temasek. So basically, the best of the best investors are all in to Grab. Well, not necessarily all in, but what you're saying here is that Grab is becoming a huge one of the big Southeast Asian gorillas. Let's just put it that way. If Southeast Asia would have a gorilla, it's gonna be who? It's gonna be Grab, definitely. Shopee is gonna be there. Lazada is also gonna be there. Now, Lazada is not independently listed. Lazada is inside Alibaba. So if you love the e-commerce majority, it's e-commerce plus delivery, last mile delivery, plus all of the everything like digital wallets. You've got it all in Grab. So I'd say that the people are definitely not crazy for their bullishness. Now people are asking, what if I don't have AGC? Should I buy into it? And the volatility in the market in SPACs renders you sometimes to get it cheap. You don't need to pay at $15. Sometimes you can get AGC as low as $12 or $11. So you'll try to wait it out. Usually all the SPACs start at 10. So give yourself some ability to be able to buy Grab, but I do like Grab. So of course, immense pride to represent Southeast Asia. Anthony Tan, the group CEO and co-founder of Grab. Take note too that Grab is a huge lead investor for Didi Chuxing, which is also gonna have an IPO soon. And Didi Chuxing, for those who don't know, is the Grab of China or the Uber of China. So that's good. Of course, SoftBank makes a huge killing on Grab. Again, Masayoshi Son is one of the primary shareholders of Grab. So this one actually underlines how beautiful SoftBank truly is. We mentioned how cheap SoftBank Group is for quite a while now, since last year. We mentioned how to buy Grab and TikTok at huge discounts, and the reason why we said so is because SoftBank owns them. So once you IPO, you are actually unlock those values, and SoftBank will get a killing when we'll really get. When I say we'll get a killing, what I mean is a super bonanza. Well, they will get a huge reward, like even if they just sell a few stakes, because they were very early on in Grab. So congrats to SoftBank, and perhaps more congrats to Grab. So yeah, Southeast Asia. Let's understand the huge mission of of Grab and what Altimeter is doing. What they're saying is that Grab is paving the way for 670 million citizens of Southeast Asia. So to partner with them on their innovative, mission-driven company is one of our most exciting rewards to do. So that's correct. Now think about it this way. Sometimes I could underestimate that it could be a $500 billion company. It could literally be 10x, because right now we haven't even scratched the surface of how much a Grab company will influence every day of your life. Because in China, they use everything in their Tencent apps. Maybe with Grab, you're going to use it for so many things. You're using it for payment on your Lazadas. I'm pretty sure some Filipinos are using, but some aren't. And it's not just about Filipinos, by the way. It's in the entire Southeast Asia. So when people have dreams na, hey, I think I can still 10x in Grab, it's not really so crazy. So is $10 going to go $100? Is that the reason why people are buying at 15, 16, 14, 12? I would argue sometimes yes, because they've missed out on Amazon. They've missed out on Alibaba. Although, by the way, Alibaba is still not to be missed out. At $240, it's still not expensive. So, of course, the symbol of Grab will be Grab, G-R-A-B. And the more that people recognize that, hey, I can now buy Grab, because some people aren't even aware that AGC is Grab. So, I don't know, sometimes they're just too not reading the news. So, thank you for watching Awesome Talents channel, wherein we deliver the most important news for you even before the news hits. Actually, we were discussing how huge AGC is going to become. So, of course, we'll get more numbers, and that's going to be more important to really understand how big of an economy Southeast Asian gross merchandise value is. When Grab goes up, definitely I'll make sure that C Limited also goes up and Alibaba will also go up, because Alibaba through Lazada, although, that's the thing, you don't get to buy Lazada per se. So this one is pure play in Southeast Asia, which makes it even more important, because some Americans and some Filipinos and some Australians and Chinese and all these Southeast Asian, even your Southeast Asian investors wants a piece of Grab. So you've got everything here. Food delivery, ride-hailing, digital wallet payments. That is just the start. What if they offer Grab healthcare? I mean, it's not impossible. I think I saw before in some commercials that they are planning to do something like helping deliver these to be partners for COVID healthcare, vaccination, or I don't know. So we'll see. The drones will be a part of that solution. And so much automation in the future. So I'd say that there's so much to own, and the total addressable market is really huge when it comes to Southeast Asia. McKinsey said that it's going to be at least, I think I read something like $170 to $180 billion. So that's correct. Around $200 billion in the next 5 years. So if your sales at the very least hit $100 billion, then Grab at $40 billion today is very cheap. You'll still make 2x. So Grab believes that it's perfectly positioned to serve the needs of consumers, merchants, drivers in Southeast Asia through its super app strategy. Why am I bullish about this? It's because this one is gonna help Southeast Asia be digitally savvy and friendly and enable them to have so much jobs. Because right now, Uber per se, Grab is the Uber of Southeast Asia. And it gives jobs, the ride-hailing economy. It allows the people who lost their jobs from the pandemic actually have a new lease in life. So I like the fact that even when we don't have robots yet in the Philippines, at least we have a majority of labor who's technically cheap. Well, yeah, because they lost their job, they need to have something to do. And if last mile delivery is gonna happen in the entire Philippines, Grab is gonna be the best to capture that last mile delivery. No robots yet, right? So I think that this is gonna be a super economic way to serve high frequency everyday needs, whether it's your milk tea, whether it's your groceries or so forth. So it lowers the cost of service. The more that you have data, and that's really happening, Grab would have a lot of AI involved. You'll see that Grab, in my view, would be similar to what Pinduoduo did in China. That's why it's an iron triangle. That's what Alibaba said. Important to have your e-commerce, important to have your fintech, your payment, and then the delivery. Think about it. Grab is very good in where? Delivery, because it already has those ride-hailing, those drivers, those scooters. So I'm pretty sure that the Grab Southeast Asian effect will also be positive to what? What company? All the scooters company, which makes the case why I love in the US, FUV, RC Moto, because that's last mile delivery. In China, it's going to be what? It's going to be NIU, New Technologies, the best e-scooter in China. Now, for Southeast Asia, I don't really know who is the best in Southeast Asia. I haven't learned about it. But I would surmise that, I don't know, I think we just use Hyundai, right? I mean, or just normal scooters. Xiaomi scooters. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a huge thing. Bikes, scooters, electric scooters, and in fairness, I think that FUV will do very well because it is economical. I think that in the Philippines, or even Grab could do this. They'll buy the best deliverators and then they lease it out in the Philippine market, similar to what Hire does in US. HYRE and FUV are awesome 10x picks. They help the last mile delivery. What's happening in the US, they could do here in Southeast Asia. And you're going to do a lot of income opportunities. And that's the reason why I like it. Because this is correct. When you capture 670 million people, it's not just a $100 billion opportunity. It could be at least $200 to $300 billion over time. So the decision to become public is driven by very strong financial performance, very strong. I like it. The company has been doubling even in the last 2 years. Of course, pre-pandemic levels, they even more than doubled because they are a necessity. So far, they are accounting for 72% of the entire region's ride-hailing, 50% for online food delivery, and 23% for digital wallet payments. They have more to grow in the digital wallet payments. I use a lot of GCash, not a lot of Grab. But if there's a lot of services in Grab, I'm pretty sure I'll be more of a user on Grab. So this one is really an important company to discuss, and one of the companies that you have to be doing deep dives for. So of course, if you're an Awesome 10X Inner Circle member, I'll do it for you. Okay? All right. So very strong movements last night. You could see that other than cryptocurrencies, actually your typical strong names were very strong. Cloudflare, Roku, Twilio, Atlassian, Datadog, Shopify. So I think like it was just Roblox, Palantir, right? Those were going up. Zoom Video doing well. Okta doing well. DocuSign doing well. So I think like most of the household names did well. CrowdStrike, Spotify did very well. Household favorites, I'd say. And then this is interesting to share that so far your your Luckin Coffee went up, Velodyne Lidar went up. So it was like just really relatively strong movement in the markets last night. So I think the reason why Luckin Coffee is going up is but it's not an awesome 10x pick, so let's not even discuss about it. It's okay. Let's not discuss something that I don't want to discuss. Okay, video games were very strong. Yes, Roblox was doing very well. 9% up last night. There was no news on Roblox, but I think the reason why Roblox went up was because Fortnite just got funded. So Sony just joined a $1 billion funding round for Epic Games at a $29 billion valuation. This is the IPO that I also want. So other than Grab, which is entering through a SPAC, yay! By the way, if Grab didn't hit a SPAC, it could have been a $100 billion. So one of the reasons why I love SPACs is that retails like us can actually join into a great company's growth without having to pay too much. Because SPACs are cheaper than IPOs if you just really crucially take better looks at it. Now, as for this $29 billion valuation for Epic Games, I still think actually it's cheap. Because the metaverse, I was sharing actually prior to this streaming that there's at least 350 million players in Fortnite. Active players every month are about 90 to 100 million. So of course they've reached more than $1 billion of revenues as well in a year. So that's a very interesting company, Epic Games. And the reason why I think Roblox went up was because Epic Games and Roblox are, of course, metaverse competitors. Okay, now let's read. Cloudflare surged. Sorry. Roblox went up not because of Epic Games, but actually because of Hasbro. Okay, so Roblox shares were up because, of course, the toy company like Hasbro wanted to partner it for products. An online video game platform on merchandise. So let's read this. A Nerf branded experience will also be launched on Roblox's platform later this year. Both stocks were higher. Roblox shares hit a 52-week new high on this news. The toys will include codes for players to redeem for virtual goodies to use in the game. Okay, so this is wonderful actually for Hasbro, if you're gonna ask me, because Roblox already dominates the entire 12-year-old genre, kid generation. It's the Facebook for kids, and Facebook hates it, by the way, because their kids are the kids aren't in Facebook, they're in Roblox. That's where they're hanging out. If they're not in Roblox, they're mostly in Roblox. Sometimes they're in Unity's. No, Unity's games aren't able to capture yet. Sometimes they're in Minecraft. They're in some of them are in Discord when they grow up because they're playing League of Legends. They're playing Activision games already by then. Anyway, so okay. So the Nerf blasters will feature various Roblox games such as Arsenal and Jailbreak. It will be available in the US stores. Design teams have done a phenomenal job capturing the creativity and essence of Roblox creators and their most immersive, innovative Roblox games in the Nerf Blaster platform. In addition, a new version of Monopoly will incorporate Roblox experiences into the game. So just a few things for you to understand. Roblox metrics, $2 billion total bookings in terms of revenues, $1 billion year on year. Free cash flow is an amazing $400 million. So actually the net loss, don't think about it because they're just spending a lot. So Roblox is really a company that everybody loves despite the valuation. It's a little bit expensive if I have to be very honest, but nobody really cares about expensive when you are that profitable and growing as fast as they are. So think about it this way. Grab, Roblox are household names. Everybody loves them. It's very hard to actually get them. So they're like, if this was a monopoly property, they're like the New York place. It's not that expensive, but it's actually expensive in the sense that you can build so much cash flows with it. And people love it. So people often visit Roblox like many times in a day if you are a child. So the 12 to 13 years old spends at least 6 hours, I think, from statistics in Roblox. So most of the children don't even watch. They don't go for Netflix streaming. They play Roblox. So they play Roblox and then they watch concerts in Some of them watch concerts in Roblox and Fortnite. So those are Fortnite and Roblox are actually competitors. Okay, so other than the news on Roblox and Hasbro, I think this one is very important. So yes, during the Nvidia announcement, they talked about Nvidia's partnership with Cloudflare. So bringing AI support on the edge. Cloudflare announced Cloudflare workers allowing any user on any plan to write the code in their preferred language, and it gets deployed to the company's edge network. Actually, this was amazing when I heard about it. The cloud of Nvidia. Actually, Nvidia had great announcements last night, last 2 nights ago. Very strong. What impressed me was it's just like every slide was so packed with information. The Omniverse, Project Grace, what they're doing with Morpheus, which in a way, I was even thinking, hey, if Nvidia can do this on the cloud with AI and with Cloudflare and with Palo Alto Networks, what happens to CrowdStrike? Actually, I thought about it a little bit, and I guess CrowdStrike has their own clients, but it could be a competitor if you think about it. So either way, I'm happy that CrowdStrike was up last night, even with news on these types of partnerships. Anyway, so very good news, right, on Roblox. I think because of the movement, a lot of video games also rose. By the way, in terms of metaverse, I think that some people who are interested to the metaverse should not overlook or should not be forgetting about Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, CD Projekt OTGLY, you can buy it at US at $12.39, or you can buy it straight from Polish through Polish.me, which is CDR, here about $188. So let's assume you bought at $200. Should you buy here at $188? Yes, my answer is yes. I'm gonna read to you a love letter on Cyberpunk CD Projekt. I read about it. I saw it shared by some people, and I retweeted it. Let me read to you where I found it. So I read a lot. Okay, so Thomas Rice shared this, but he didn't write about it. He actually just shared it. So I know that he's also a fan of CD Projekt. So this one. Hopefully there is a redemption arc inside the disastrous rollout. Yeah. So this one is about Cyberpunk's disastrous rollout. And let's try to understand Gamasutra.com. What makes this game great despite the disastrous rollout to Sony PlayStation 5? Okay, let's read this. In July 2010, the Nolan film Inception just premiered. It was a multi-layered, self-reflexive action film firing on all cylinders, manipulating time through meticulous editing to deliver a hard-hitting cinematic experience. Others felt the real cause of wonder is why Nolan should have embraced technocratic complexity in the service of such a puny story, or simply that it isn't a dud, but nor is it a masterpiece. Opinions have since normalized to a positive note. Opinions were divided at that time. Naturally, the film's biggest fans fell back on demonstrating their intellectual prowess against the simple-minded barbarians who didn't like the film. A lot of people are touting Inception as extremely complicated film to understand. It isn't at all. A 7th grade education should suffice. That is to say, if you do not understand it, you're obviously wrong, or you may be stupid, or you're just uneducated. A natural gut reaction when you love something and talk to people who don't. To be jubilant, the critics seem thick-headed or somehow less educated than 7th graders. Xbox versus PlayStation comes to mind. This is how it's been with Cyberpunk 2077 for me. Yes, I understand. I would say yes too. For all the detractors saying that Cyberpunk 2077 was bad, it's just because they don't have a Sony PlayStation 5 when all the innovation is happening in Sony PlayStation 5. As well as if you're a gamer, if you don't have an Nvidia GeForce RTX and you don't have the ARM Silicon, you don't have Project Grace in your CPUs in the next few years, you shouldn't complain why you have bad graphics, why you can't. It's because you're outdated, you're uneducated, and you're even worse than a 7th grader. So let's talk about this. What seems to the world is that it's aligned in its near universal dislike of the object of my celebration. Agree, I'll be honest. There's just undue. I don't like how people sold CD Projekt despite the hard work that all the game developers of Polish did for this company. And so we give a contrarian buy on CD Projekt Red. If you want to know the 1,000 ways people dislike the game, it's all pettish. Wala, as in petty stuff. There's an abundance of material all over the internet. You can just watch it and read it for yourself. The game has had a negative feedback loop since launch, as has the developer CD Projekt Red. Much of it is deserved, especially the criticism leveled against the crunchy treatment of the company towards its developers. Agree, because of how CD Projekt Red were asking all the developers to work around the clock, even during Christmas, etc. I mean, but that's to be expected as well. Now, but this article strives to do the opposite of the feedback loop. I want to praise the game for the things that it does so well that no other game even comes close. Yes, clearly, this is my love letter to Cyberpunk 2077. Let's read the Cyberpunk love letter. Background. One of my earliest favorites was Ultima 7, the Black way back in 1992. In that game, you became the avatar in the fantastic but unimaginatively named fantasy world of Britannia, trying to solve a grisly series of murders. Britannia felt endless to me. A weirdly glowing hoe turned out to be a devastating weapon. There were ships to sail, magic carpets to fly, people to talk to, an interesting plot to explore, a backpack to organize, spells to learn, an experience that made Britannia seem like a real place and laid the foundation for playing the two sequels, Pagan and Ascension, the moment that they could be safely purchased. Those games created a space where you could become someone else and see another world through the eyes of that person. Not quite a blank canvas the way a pen and paper role-playing game is, or an XP chasing dungeon crawl like many games are expected to be today when they are stamped with the rated R, the P, and the G. It wasn't even much of an open world sandbox by today's standards since the world had few extraneous features. Yet, the Ultima games were world simulations, not because they simulated every detail of a virtual world, but because they made you feel like you were there. They provided backdrops framing your own experience and letting your own imagination fill in the rest. If you look too closely, the illusion would break apart. But if you didn't, because you wanted to stay. Experiential storytelling. Role-playing games, immersive sims, Metro ID-vania games. These are the type of games that I enjoy the most. In recent years, games like Subnautica, Outer Wilds scratch the same itch. But I felt that role-playing games have lost their way. My days searching for clues in Britannia are long since gone. Often, the RPGs right now focus more on story spectacle, inventory grind. Open world sandboxes focuses more on the long checklist of chores for me to complete. A large part of me thinks that this is how storytelling is approached. Something that I've written about before. The more a game relies on passive observation, the more I lose interest. The more I have to save the world, the more I lose interest. The world has been saved so many times it cannot be possibly needing more saving. I'm tired of games where the player is the world's only driving force. Whereas if the player does side missions for a while, the world stands completely still, waits for the player's next move, all urgency gone like tears in the rain. Characters in the world become mission dispensers or tell you about your village. Well, actually, it's a very long love letter, but I think that you want to read about it. It's a very good article, so try to understand what's happening in the games. Gamasutra.com. Look for the love letter to Cyberpunk by Martin and Ander. That said, we have to discuss the fact that the metaverse is not before. So I have to tweet what Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang just said during the GTC conference. She said that 20 years ago, what we were doing was just like sci-fi. 10 years ago, it just felt like a dream. But today, it's here and now. So you're using AI. AI writes software. You teach the AI to write software. Software writes software, machine learning. And there are things that only an AI can do. And so you've got digital twins. You've got factories of the future. And that factory of the future was clearly showed during the BMW example, with 30 factories of the future all having a replica in the digital world. And what you're doing with the digital world is actually being enabled as well with the robot in that actual factory. And how they're using Morpheus to actually check real time whether there's any system error in the entire factory or whether there's hacking involved. So that's how even Nvidia is doing cybersecurity. Quite amazing, really. So enough of me talking. Let's try to see if you have comments, if any. Okay. Hi, are there any thoughts on Palantir after the double-click demo day? So definitely, people, actually, when I saw what Nvidia just shared during their GTCs, it made me think, will Palantir wow me tonight? Palantir, 11 a.m., April 14, that would be 11 p.m. Philippine time. So we're probably gonna see a good move on Palantir. That's why last night Palantir already hit $25. If we get really good announcements during the demo day, how people are using Gotham Foundry, Palantir Foundry, Palantir Apollo, I think that's when you'll see the market really appreciate Palantir. So I'm just bullish on it. Hi, thoughts on Ehang, Ehang, Canaan, and Riot. So I've been bullish on Ehang, Canaan, and Riot. That said, Ehang fell $29, and I think that people will get validation in Ehang only on Friday. Why Friday? Because Friday, Ehang will discuss earnings releases. They will shut up all the short sellers, and by then, I think that Ehang is going to report how they're working for their drone system with Alibaba and with FedEx, because they with UPS, because they're working together. If you study it closely, if you try to read more about Ehang. As for Canaan, I think the worst of 2020 is behind them. The good news on 2021 is with them, and that's the reason why even after bad numbers, after the 20% decline from 18, 20 to 15, people actually picked up Canaan last night. 13 to 14 to 15, it was being bought up. I think Canaan goes back to 18 to 20 in the next couple of weeks ahead. For Riot, same thing, because so as for Riot, I feel as if the fact that Riot is listed in the US makes it more expensive, despite the fact that the hash rate and the BTCs that it owns is small compared to hot farms and bit mining, compared to bit farms and hot mining, which makes me reiterate my buy on bit farms and hot mining because I like value. That said, will Riot go up? Yes. I argue that Riot MSTR should go up, as well as Hive and all of these digital assets. Thoughts on FTCV and Roblox? I like eToro, I like Roblox. We already have it, so the point is just to hold it. After the merger, AGC will become Grab. Yes. Okay, it is that simple. So all of your AGC shares will become Grab. So you don't need to do anything. As long as you buy your AGC, it will automatically be Grab. Thoughts on the new IPOs, please, like Coupang and Mitsi. For Coupang, I find it expensive. If you like Coupang, I think that you should just have Grab. Because I think that Grab is 670 million and it's just $40 billion, or let's say you're paying at $50 to $60 billion, it's still cheaper for the 670 million Southeast Asians versus Coupang, which is just 50 million Koreans. So I think Coupang is excessive and very overvalued at this point in time. Mitsi is a 3D printed company, 3D printing company on stakes. So cellular-based meats are a thing, but I think that it's about 7 years in the making. Mitsi can do already what a lot of other companies are also able to do. Mitsi versus Aleph Farms versus Just Eat, Just Egg. So I think like Mitsi should go up, but right now, because it is too new and too nascent, some people would only assign 1% allocation on Mitsi. Because it's not like Grab. It's like 5 years in the making before Mitsi will hit revenues. In fact, not even 5 years. I'd say even 7 years. Hi, Nikki. Thoughts on NanoX, Wimi, and Torch? I like Wimi. Last night, there was actually news on Wimi. The Wimi-Toyota partnerships. Let's read that together. So let's read this. So Wimi announced a partnership with the electronics subsidiary of Toyota Group. Wimi rose last night because it's the leading hologram AR technology provider. It just had a partnership with Toyota. Toyota is producing more than 10 million vehicles a year, and maybe they need holograms for those Toyota cars so that they can do digital representations. So as a provider of comprehensive holographic tech solution, Wimi is focusing on AR automotive application, LiDAR technology, semiconductor, holographic software development, agree. Actually, when I was looking at Nvidia's presentation last night, I was seeing a lot of holograph and digital twins that were created. By the way, Cyberpunk and Nvidia are also working together. So it just tells you how important Nvidia is. In fact, I tell people there's no such thing as a future without Nvidia. And I really do believe in that. So to fulfill the surging demand for holographic EV applications, the company plans to develop multiple solutions covering holographic vehicle devices, holographic vehicle chips. Okay, so I think what you could see here is that the entire market is vastly undervaluing Wimi. So until today, I'd say that Wimi is just a great company. As for NanoX, I know about the FDA approval, and I think right now it's trading at $37, is it? It's below $40. I didn't study Nano X yet, but I think even here at $36 from a completely from just a seventh grader who knows nothing about medical missions, I just know that it rose to $60 because of an FDA clearance about what you're doing, medical X-ray imaging, right? Which is far cheaper, far more important, medical devices. With Nano X, I think that it's not something that you need to hurry up and buy, but it's gonna be important. So if you like it, I think it's a good thing, but I need to study it more. But I know that other people are already buying it at 36. Any price $40 below for Nano X, people are buying. $6 Wimi, people have been buying that. You're probably gonna sell it at $7, $8. For Torch, which is Meta Materials, I haven't been looking at this company for quite a while. I like it from a pink sheet standpoint, but I haven't studied it for quite a while. So $142, that would be right now at 160. It's nearing that areas of support. I'd say that these drops people would actually buy. Some of the people are looking into this because of the merger with Meta Materials. So, but pink sheets right now might not be the hottest because a lot of SPACs continue to be very undervalued. I cannot find the AGC symbol. Why is that? Because it's a SPAC. SPACs aren't listed in eToro. That's the sad thing on eToro. That's why you need IBKR, Interactive Brokers. Yeah, Wimi and Toyota partnership. So yeah, I think like it's just positive. The market was correct in assigning a bullish case on Wimi last night. Wimi went as high as 8% last night, right? So 6.3. Yeah, 6.24, 6.3. So in the short term, I think Wimi should rise to at least this price of 780. And then long term, I do think it breaks $10 and goes back to 14 because I do believe in immersion and immersive experiences. And Wimi is at the very least one of the leaders in that front. I will also be talking about some news on what Walmart and Dada just did last night. So it shouldn't be something new for you that Walmart has more than 10% stake in Dada. So this shouldn't be something that you are very much surprised about. Of course, Walmart and Dada are working together because Walmart owns 10% of Dada. It's like telling me that JD is not bullish on Dada. That's why it's also true that JD has been buying a lot of Dada. So I think like from a Chinese perspective, Dada, by the way, here at $24.97 is a great opportunity to buy. $25, even at $22, these are all buying opportunities. So why do I think that this entire month is a buying day for Dada? Well, in the first place, if you believe in e-commerce, you have to believe in last mile delivery. And that's what Walmart China knows with Dada's local on-demand retail platform. If you're an e-commerce giant like JD and Walmart, you know how important last mile delivery is. And that is what Dada does. So let's read this. The omni-channel format is very important for Walmart. And this collaboration is focusing on that omni-channel approach. VIP benefits, VIP customers. They already launched an exclusive VIP program to identify and handle all their high-value customers. This is designed for Walmart store customers on JD Taoxia's platform, reflecting the former's effort to drive customer digitalization, which is a major factor of its digital transformation strategy, online to offline O2O e-commerce platform collaboration. So far, they've already partnered. Service has been available in more than 400 stores across the country. We want to explore and refine the operation for digital hypermarket customers to close collaboration with JD Taoxia. We can accurately identify high-value omni-channel customers, providing them with more considerate services so that they can enjoy a more convenient shopping experience at our stores. Dada Group Vice President Hui Chan He said, using cutting-edge proprietary technologies, big data, and previous experience in user operations, Dada has collaborated with Walmart China to develop the refinement operation plan for all the Walmart stores' VIP customers on JD Taoxia, achieving a functional support, including user portrait, hierarchical operations, targeted coverage, and VIP benefit operations. So as of last year's August 8th Omni-Channel Shopping Festival, Walmart China held a VIP Week campaign, seeing the number of VIP customers increase to hundreds of thousands. These customers placed 2.7 times more orders than the ordinary customers. Expenditure growth was also 3 times greater. So parang nagkakaroon ka ng private banking segment in the retail segment, the VIP sector. So the VIPs want to get more service, better service. So they probably this is how so it's gonna be good. I think like what Dada's doing for Walmart is a very good thing. So it's just telling you how bullish I am with Dada. Unfortunately, I am not an expert reading in cryptocurrency, so I cannot quite answer questions on Polkadot. So you can go to a crypto channel though, because there's a lot online, and you can learn more about it. I think they are more adequate to answer those types of questions. Okay, so I hope that I helped you guys. I usually spend most of my time in global stocks, especially US stocks. So most of the questions that I know are stocks, SPACs, stocks, really stocks. I mean, if it's crypto, I know crypto-related stocks. So still stocks. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. And congrats to everyone who just did 10x, 20x in their crypto holdings, because that is quite evidently happening in your crypto holdings. All right, bye-bye.